Hello, everyone. How are you? Messenger Christopher. Mohammed, Alpha Omega, Spirit World X. Good to know that everyone is catching up to the magnetic tide that is in the air you're breathing. I want to let you know that I have certainly I've been observing everything like you have, and boy, the things I'm seeing. Cody, please be careful, please. Please, be careful. As you've noticed, there's a lot of activity that's been going on over the last, I'd say, month, as I've told you it would. And I have no misgivings, and of course I'm unapologetic in sending the winds to Wuhan, China, where they love to carry dogs on a stick, as I showed you in my video right before the floods. India, of course, and Europe. Now, I understand that you are probably feeling as if this is a situation that you can manage. But folks, I certainly have other plans for us. These plans will incorporate your assistance. I don't intend to control things, and I don't intend to tell you what to do beyond what you would normally do had you not been, of course, documented to be born in sin in most spiritual books. All of you, not just the melanated races. So, in your most natural state is what I am encouraging you to embrace. That most natural state is a state that will allow you to go higher. This is where you want to be. You want to have a relationship with your three divisions. You want to have a relationship with your highest division, all right, which is the cosmos forever, and your lowest division, and have every regard for the electromagnetic processes, radio frequency conscious control processes that exist in your lowest division, which exists throughout the fuel chain. I understand you don't understand all of the words I'm using, but pretty soon we're going to go right into me breaking down the words so that you understand them. And I've spent a few months literally priming you with these words so that you can also do your own research and not so much count on me for a greater expansion of the awareness of our electrochemical magnetic reality and the power of our magnetic mind. The 7 sensory radio frequency conscious level and the 5 sensory level, which would exist in the animals, well, what we call animals, which are our children, by the way. We'll get to that later, but I want you to know that this is for our benefit. It's for the benefit of our planet. We have no other choice at this moment. I am the planet's representative, and I am not shitting you. I wouldn't have asked my mother to go to the extents that she did to do an interview with me, and with intentions on putting that her voice in my show. I would have never done that. I don't want to waste any more time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste any more of the planet's time. And I want you people to understand, you brothers and sisters of all bloodlines, that the reason there's several reasons why I had taken such a great moment of calibrating calibration is because one, I needed to know who all of my opposition was, and boy, you ought to see, you guys and gals, you're doing a wonderful job in the positions that you hold at the end of this magnetic journey that we are presently at. Up until this time, you've done a great job. I certainly do appreciate everything that you have done for the sustainers, who, of course, who were commissioned and pre-programmed into electromagnetic automated electrochemical, I should say, magnetic automated existence by the magnetic fall, the radio frequency fall, that the radio frequency existing behind the melanated races at this present time. I'm going to say present time, and I'll explain later why this isn't the present, but it's the past. But within these individuals' skin, we all know now that the frequency that is called Christ consciousness, which would be the head Christ, or the head chief cornerstone, grand equalizing creator, sustainer, manipulator, neutralizer, equalizer of the fuel chain and the solid, liquid, and gas period. All of the electrochemical, magnetic, radio frequency, conscious control processes that exist here in our Matrix program. One of the many trillions, by the way, that exists throughout our highest mind, which is what you call outer space. You've done a great job, and I thank you for giving me an opportunity to present the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show on YouTube in the way that I have. I realize that you are up against a lot of pressure as well, being the fact that we are certainly in a pressure pathway. How is it a pressure pathway? Well, when you put pressure on a conscious being, that conscious being magnetically activates other processes into activation because of the fact that we are all symbiotically connected throughout the Matrix program. So, as I said, I would love to thank you for what you've done up until this time. You guys are doing a really, really miserable job, though. I want to mention a few of you. Mr. Lance Kerr, first of all, I'd like to say to you, sir, that I do not have any misgivings for you. I believe that you are doing a job that you believe is totally necessary at this time. When you took the position you took, you believed that, of course, it would be the most beneficial move for you and Miss Lily Fire, whom is a great person too, in her own right, by the way. And, of course, I certainly do not want you to believe for a second that I want to continue on with a negative, low vibrational discourse between you and I. I don't want to have that type of discourse between us. I believe that, of course, now that I've traumatized everyone, we can move on. All of us. Dr. Umar, you too. All of you are very wise individuals, and all of you have the sensory awareness capabilities that our planet so needs in this very, very, very unstable moment. We are at the end of a long magnetic journey in this electrochemical magnetic immortal life support creation matrix evolutionary genetic program, or genetic evolutionary program. And if you know anything about Egypt, of course, a land that, of course, was created out of the magical minds and magical magnetic minds of us at that time in the pre-programmed genetic mutations we were in at that time. Uh, as far as the nectar is concerned, which of course transcribed the many different aspects of our travels here in the Matrix program as Israelites, and being the melanated people at that time, and of course prior to being in melanated genetics, being the fact that we are transgenerational, multi-conscious, and interdimensional, meaning that we exist in all life, the trees, the grass, the air we're breathing. Our consciousness is here in the air we're breathing. Our consciousness holds the planet as if it's a mother holding a child. Being the fact that we are transgenerational, you and I, of course, we had different genotypes, and at that time the atmospheric pressure within our Matrix program was different too in our planet, and this allowed our protein sequences, our DNA, to mutate to an equal condition, and an equal condition that would allow us to have an sustained experience in those pre-programmed genetics. You have to forgive my voice. I've been singing earlier. I had a very nice time singing some gospel music. I want to thank all of my spiritual brothers and sisters, by the way, and don't worry, I'm not all over the place. I'm going right back to genetic mutations in a moment. But I want to thank all of you for spending time to check my show out, because I know that you probably thought this guy's out of his mind, but I've certainly had a long opportunity to check out thousands of different uploads from many different news sources, TikTok, YouTube sources, sources in Africa, my goodness, sources all over the world. And these sources have certainly pointed me in the direction of I am absolutely right on course for. Don't mind Cody. He's a beautiful animal. Cody, please be careful. Don't have any candles lit. I'm sure you can see that in the background, but I'm so glad they're not lit. I don't want him catching on fire. Shalom, assalamu alaikum. By the way, and any other religions I failed to acknowledge, please don't mind me. I'm scatterbrained with my child over here, doing what he always does, what he should be doing. However, let's get back to the script. The Metanetter described you and I traveling the underworlds. And the underworlds are a magnetic track that exists here in the Matrix program. This immortal life support evolutionary program is like it's like a big closet, okay? If you could imagine between me and you, all right, sitting there at home, there is a shirt right here hanging on a hanger, right? And there's the track right here, okay? There's a hanger, and here's the hanger right here. This shirt's hanging on the hanger. And there's another shirt, pair of pants, a skirt, maybe a jacket, another coat. And as you go toward you, there are many more pre-programmed genetic mutations that you and I transgenerationally pass through. Now, human beings, by the way, and of course the Metter does describe this, when it does describe the reality of the fact that human beings do transmutate. That means our energy, our spirit, our center source energy, and of course our yin yang frequency fields, our yin yang frequency fields. These are low and high vibrational radio frequency conscious control levels of awareness that allow you to sense and, of course, experience the physical, chemical, lowest division of our Trinity, solid, liquid, and gas. Each division of our Trinity, which the movie The Matrix told, of course, you heard the word Trinity, our matrix, and you heard the information that the Oracle was giving Neo in respect to our Trinity. Well, in reality, our Trinity is the cosmos, which is three-divisional. We have the highest point of light, and this is where, of course, our Christ consciousness comes back to, springs forth out of course. Now, this highest point of light, it cannot be seen, but it allows you to have an aura at the moment, and it also allows you to fuel your high and low vibrational soul supports. Now, these soul supports, they exist within your atom. Of course, they exist with your electron and the proton, and of course, running throughout your ferromagnetic bloodstream. You study the science on it. I'll give you the foundation, and you and I will, of course, build, and we will create the new kingdom. Every bit of the information you're getting from me, which is right here, by the way, is really huge. It's so comprehensive and so mind-blowing that it would take me a while to tell you everything. So what I'm trying to do is I'm giving you an introduction right now. Sweet pea, be nice to your son, please. My daughter and her son, they argue. Well, he jumps on her now that he's getting bigger, and it's just funny to see how he loves to play with his mother, and they have a great time. I'm sure all you cat lovers out there are having a great time with your animals. Please be responsible and take care of your children. They're your responsibility, no different than the human beings you're calling your family. To get back to, of course, the extremely comprehensive Book of You. This knowledge, of course, I decided to give you an introduction right now, and opening that will allow you to begin to connect your dots really fast, because I believe you deserve it, so let's rock. Now, I don't want you to believe I'm an egotistical person. I am not. I am a very despised individual by several people, but I have many individuals who love me and love what I'm doing, despite the fact that it even impedes upon some of their own, narratives in respect to their culture. So, I am unapologetic, as Dr. Umar is, and I understand that he has a hell of a job to do, and he does a hell of a job. And what he needs to do is certainly, like every one of you, it doesn't matter what your bloodline is, you control this matrix program with your mind. Your mind activates karma, doesn't it? Of course it does. This is the rest of the story. I am who you've been waiting for. Align with the natural order of conscious potential. I'm going to further explain this to you in deep detail. I'm actually explaining it to you right now when I'm explaining what your Trinity is. Your Trinity is your multi-conscious, interdimensional. Multi-conscious. 1, 2, 3 levels of conscious awareness, radio frequency, conscious power. You get on your knees, correct? You pray to Allah. You pray to God. You pray to Vishnu. You pray to your Heavenly Father. You pray to Yah. You don't see Yah. Yah's invisible. However, you know that Yah's there because your mind is part of the radio frequency conscious spectrum. Of course, your signals are transmitted through your pineal gland when it's active and not calcified, even when you're sleeping. So whatever is going on in your yin-yang high and low vibrational frequency field soul supports existing between your existing on either side of your center source energy or your willpower, which gives you the ability to see through solid, liquid, and gas, your lowest division. All right. And of course, your omniscient division, which of course is three-divisional, which is the land of offending and defending angels. This is the side of your heavenly place that you have been told to call heaven, where the angels who are presently watching over you as you are traveling in the underworld and what they call, what's the word? It will come to me. It's okay. Here in the underworld, they have the greatest power to manipulate our reality. Now, the underworld is an interdimensional place. It's a place where you not only have the ability to travel transgenerationally because you're immortal through many different genotypes, pre-programmed genotypes that exist throughout this electrochemical magnetic spectrum, two-sided. One side, you have bodies that are pre-programmed to last 10,000 years. And on the other side, you have bodies that are pre-programmed to last as long as ours presently do. All right. In this Matrix program, you and I are dealing with not only the present forces of our magnetic misalignment. That means we have too much negative energy running through our not only micro but macro bloodline conscious collectives. But we also have too much psychological disruption, dysfunction going on in our symbiotic conscious existence in the food fuel chain, okay? Which also causes us, by the way, in return, this is a karmic return to our own magnetic misalignment over the past few thousand sun and moon cycles. It causes in reverse, in return, magnetic karmic return, mental issues, bipolar, schizophrenia, okay, literally, and all the rest. You can name them. Retardation, mental retardation.
In home, starting screensaver. Muted.
I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And I'd like to check my time, by the way. I hope you folks are enjoying yourself. because we have a hell of a show ahead of us. Okay, and to get back to what I was saying, we have these issues that we're presently dealing with, and we don't know what's going on. What's going on? Well, now we do. And this is your opportunity to stand up and be a responsible man and a responsible woman over your planet, because your planet is your body, unbeknownst to you. Of course, that is if you are not the type of individual who likes education. Now, or metaphysics, or, aligning with spirituality and religion. There are a lot of us who don't like, who are pre-programmed to not like, to not align with religion. And these individuals, of course, carry the low vibrational awareness that I'm going to get to in a second. Now, these individuals who carry low vibrational awareness here in the left side of the matrix, okay? Folks, this program's going to get really deep. I'm going to put another clip up and I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to give you what I've compiled. I've compiled everything you need to hear directly from your highest unseen three-divisional side right here in a few pages, about 16, something like that. It's very comprehensive and it's going to be mind-blowing. So get ready for it, because their words are powerful. Okay? Powerful. But to get back to your introduction, that hopefully I'm doing a good job with, and I'm glad you guys are focused and in ready to align, because we don't have much time. We're doing this now. Our psychological issues and having no awareness of who we are, where we are, why we are, what we are, when we are, given to us, imputed in us by our educational systems, of course, over the past few thousand years, it has left us in a situation where we find ourselves not capable of changing. It's very hard to change. It's very hard to put down the cigarettes. It's very hard to put down the drugs that are literally holding us back from being able to make the choice to be strong and stand up. All right? And you and I have the remedies to get over our weakness. And this is our time to make the choices necessary. I'm giving you all the ammunition you need to magnetically alter your moment, and you're going to be so blown away. Trust me, you're going to be blown away when you hear what the High Council has for me to tell you. Okay? The High Council, by the way, is with everyone here in the left side of the Matrix program, or the Garden of Eden, if you'd like to call it that, where the knowledge of good and evil has us out of our minds in the lowest division of our Trinity. And they are certainly watching over those of you who are aligning with us. So, no one knows what I know. I can assure you of that. Who am I? I am you. I want you to remember that. We literally, our ego springs up and forth through every life form on this planet who's living and breathing. In regards to our station at the top of the food chain, speaking of the food chain, ladies and gentlemen, 80% of the food chain are vegetarians. Gorillas are 600 pounds, right? You and I don't eat much, but I love vegetables. That's all I eat. Fruits, sometimes, most times. But nothing else. Sometimes my own little, concoction, some type of fruit, candy type stuff I put together. However, you and I literally we're the elephant in the room. We don't want to change our diet. We don't want to change the agricultural processes that create the foods that our present leadership are supplying us with. We don't want to literally wake the fuck up, excuse my language, and, get rid of our carbon footprint because we know we're living unnaturally. You and I really need a wake-up call so that we have the ability to make the decisions that we can. And I want you to know that you cannot trust anyone else. You can't. I'm not saying these individuals don't have the power and the potential to help you to be a better person, but if they can't tell you about your multi-conscious, interdimensional, transgenerational migrations as an energy that doesn't die but only converts to higher and lower vibrational radio frequency conscious control levels of awareness, well, they can't tell you anything, can they? No. So, I am not a bully. Look at me. I'm just a guy. All right? Here to flip the world over. And you can help me. It's your planet. Who am I? Who are you? We are one. It doesn't matter what your bloodline is. We are one unseen, unmoving, soundless, timeless, weightless, infinitely genius, unimaginably aware, singular conscious being. And of course, we are all extensions of one being existing in many different bodies. We are time, we are space, interdimensional, multi-conscious space, who created time. And at present, we sit in the past as the present, in a time machine in our own mind, out of our mind. So, my job is to ensure that we are soon in our mind and, of course, oriented properly with the proper scope so that we have an opportunity to ascend electromagnetically, karmically. And believe me, folks, it's going to be a hell of a ride. Now, I'm going to check my time. I have to take my cat outside for a walk. I'm going to come back in and do another video. And we're going to get down to business. And we're going to get back to talking about these dark forces here that are keeping you away from connecting to the highest side and the many unseen soundless and the seen